Final Cut Pro 10 is used commonly in news environments where both shooting and editing quickly is a must-have. If you are not able to get consent or want to protect someone's identity, it's common to use the censor effect. And this is actually built in to Final Cut Pro 10. You don't need to purchase any additional software to be able to censor someone's face. What I'm going to do is censor out my face in this clip. To do it, first select the clip. Then open up the effects browser, which is on the right, or you can use the shortcut Command 5. You can search through the effects using the search at the bottom. Just type in censor, and you're going to find the censor effect. Double-click on the censor effect or drag it onto the clip to apply the filter. Then, using the on-screen controls in the viewer, drag the censor over the object you want to censor. In this case, I'm going to censor my face, but you could also censor a logo or another object in your clip. To make further adjustments to this censor, open the inspector, which you can do clicking this button at the top right or with the shortcut Command 4. Adjust the amount of the censor, which is how pixelated, in this case, this censor becomes, which I'm going to keep it at 100% for now. You can adjust the radius, which is the size of the circle for this censor. So I'm going to adjust it right about here to cover my face. Now, that's pretty much all you have to do. However, if your object is moving, as it is in this clip, the censor is going to be okay for just these couple frames. But the second I move around, you can see my face goes outside of that censor circle, and it's not very helpful. So, with the playhead positioned at the spot where we made all these adjustments, use the inspector to add a keyframe, both to the center and the radius. Now, move the playhead to a different position of your clip. In this case, you can see most of my face, so I'm going to move and reposition the circle and make sure that it covers up my face. You'll notice in the inspector, a keyframe is automatically added, which means that as this clip plays, notice the censor circle moves to the new position. We're going to continue to repeat this step so that the censor follows my face as it moves throughout the clip. In this case, I'm just adjusting the center, but you could also adjust the radius. So for example, at the beginning of the clip, if I drag the censor down to cover up my face, it actually does a pretty good job there, but if I move a little bit further along, we can see that we want to adjust the radius to just that size. Continue to repeat this step throughout the rest of the clip until you get a good censor across the entire length of the video. Luckily, with adding the keyframes, you can go back at any time and make adjustments to this. So if you notice at some point that the censor is not at the specific spot you want it, just make an adjustment and the keyframes are added. With the censor created, you can make changes to the censor and the style of it. For example, this pixelated look may not be the one that you want to use. Just change the method from pixelate to blur, darken, or rectangle. For example, a blur is very commonly used to censor someone's face in a more subtle way. As a final tip, you do have a method of rectangle, and rectangle can be very useful to see exactly where the censor is going to be positioned. You may want to use this as you're trying to position your censor over the specific object, or in this case, the face. Then, go back and change the method to either blur or pixelated to get the actual censor you'd like to have. I hope this tip helps you as you learn Final Cut Pro 10. Want to learn more? Subscribe to the channel to avoid missing any new videos. And if you want to learn something specific, leave a comment and let me know. And don't forget to have an excellent day.